All right, so we're given a list of polynomials here, and they want us to select all the ones that are perfect square trinomials. So a perfect square trinomial, when you factor it, it comes out to look like this. It looks like some term, and then it could be either plus or minus some other term, and then that's squared. So that's what it factors to. You could factor all of these and see if they come out like that. That's one way to attack this problem, but that would be a lot of work, especially if you look at D. Trying to factor D would not be very much fun. So there's another way to do it, and that perfect square trinomials, or I should say the polynomials of those, always have the same form, and that form is a squared plus or minus 2 times the a value times the b value, and then plus b squared. So if I go and look at answer A here, the so the way that you find the a value is you take the square root of the coefficient of x squared. So the square root of 4 is 2. That's my a value. My b value here is the square root of 16, so that's 4. And then the middle term, so this negative 2x, I should be able to find by doing 2 times a times b. So that would be 2 times 2 times 4. But when I multiply those together, I get 16, which is not what the middle term is here. So this one is not a perfect square trinomial. So when I multiply 2 times a times b, it should come out to that middle term. All right, so let's look at the next one. So on the next one here, the a value is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. There's a 1 there, and the square root of 1 is just 1. The b value, the square root of 9, would be 3. So let's check 2 times a times b again. So 2 times 1 times 3, and I get 6, which is that middle term. So this one is a perfect square trinomial. All right. If you didn't follow that, I'd suggest you back up and watch that again, okay? But here, let's go on to C. So on C, let me get a different color here. So on C, my A is the coefficient of x squared, so the square root of 1 again. There's a 1 there that's not written, so that would be 1. This is my B value, and I take the square root of that, and I get 5. So the square root of 25 is 5. Now, one thing I want to point out here, there is no number in the middle, so that means that number in the middle, the 2ab, is actually 0. All right, so what I'm looking for is 2 times a times b to be 0. So 2 times 1 times 5 gives me 10. So that does not work. So that's not a perfect square trinomial. Again, let me point out, there's nothing in the middle here. So there's no x in the middle. So that means that that value is 0. That's why it's not there. All right, so look at the next one. So the square root of 49 is 7. So that's my a value. The square root of 25 is 5. So let's check 2 times a times b and see if it's equal to 70. So I have 2 times 7 times 5. So that's 14 times 5, and that is equal to 70. So that one is a perfect square trinomial. And again, if you had to factor that one, it would not be fun. So then the last one here, square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. And so 2 times 1 times 1, 2 times a times b, gives me 2, which is my middle term. And so that is a perfect square trinomial. Again, I want to point out, I told you that this could be plus or minus. So don't be concerned with whether this is a plus or minus. All you're doing is looking to see when you multiply 2 times a times b, do you get that value there? Okay. So hopefully that helped you out. I would go back and watch this again if you need to. Because again, if you get a question like this and you can't remember what this form looks like, then you're stuck with having to factor these, and that could be really tricky, especially if they give you something like D. All right, so keep up the good work, and you will master the math.